Oh. How's it going? I don't know if anyone's here yet. Just, for some reason the Twitch stream isn't working. There it is. Now it's working. I don't know. I don't really understand Twitch sometimes. Alright. How's it going, everyone? Let me get this stream shared out here. Alright. Just getting the word out. The word is out. Doesn't mean notifications are going out, of course. Doesn't mean it's even showing up on YouTube. But what's up, Anarcadia? Says, hey, what's up, man? Not much. Just chilling. Normally this is a game stream night, but as I'm sure many of you know by now, my capture card does not work anymore. So it's going to be a little bit before we get back to game streams. Could be a week, could be 2 weeks, could be 3, could be a month, could be a couple months. Who knows? I certainly don't know. So when I do know, I'll let you know. So I can't game stream. I mean, my Switch is literally sitting right here. Can't stream it. Ooh, it's kind of dirty. Don't worry, that's a screen protector. I gotta get her all cleaned up. It is not fit time. Fit time is Saturday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. What's up, Connor Shaw? Actually, thank you, Connor Shaw, for subscribing, because now I can fix this. Because the last person to subscribe had a really long name, an unusually long name. Let's see here. You've got shit to do, MacMain. All right, you go do what you gotta do, man. Hey, World of Weebcraft says, hey, man. Who looks cooler in Detective Pikachu, Charizard or Greninja? Greninja probably looks cooler because Greninja looks kind of badass. But, I mean, Charizard's my favorite Pokemon, so... I mean, the real answer is Psyduck, but come on. What's up, John Self, Stephen Welton, Alex Burks, Mr. Strand, Immortal Rooster. Also, your phone's about to die, so I guess you're going now? Later. Yeah, this won't be a really long stream, guys. One thing I've noticed when I do these chat streams, right, or Q&As, or whatever you want to call them, is I just don't feel like doing them as long as I do, like, the game streams. I don't know. I just don't get that vibe that, like, I want to sit here, all that time without playing the game. I can't wait to get back to game streams, you know? So hopefully I'll be back to those at some point. Obviously, we're raising funds for a new capture card. I got a person who might be sending me a capture card. Not 100% sure. Nothing's locked in stone yet. Nothing's actually been sent. I'm trying to. I have a friend who I don't want to say a friend, more like an acquaintance, that I am trying to borrow a capture card for Friday, because I think for Friday I want to be able to stream Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, right? Like, comes out Friday. It feels like a great day to probably stream it. But that's going to be massively dependent on my acquaintance letting me borrow his. And he might be streaming it that night. So we'll see. We'll see. I won't know if I'll have that capture card probably until the day of, which kind of sucks, because then I can't do any, like, hey, check out my stream this Friday for Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Like, I can't really advertise it because I don't know if it's going to exist. What's up, Ryan Lista? Probably head on over to Twitch. We got Koopa Troopa Poopa over on Twitch. And yes, I know my camera's glitching for anyone that's going to say something about it eventually. Nothing I can do about it. when I do get my new capture card, it will fix this glitch issue because I'll be using a completely different camera with it. The camera that is slightly off camera and off over here, where I'm in a current filming session for a product review. I am reviewing yet another Switch case. I can tell you that, guys, right now. Hopefully that video will be good to go for tomorrow, either for the morning. Probably not for the morning, probably for the night. The reason there's not at least 2 videos today is because the podcast is delayed. The podcast won't be coming out till Wednesday, I believe, the video version. There's just a delay with the editor and whatever. We'll have to work that all out. I'm working on a review of a new Switch case. It's not, because if you guys remember the past, like I've done little impressions of like the Zelda case that came with the Master Edition. I did the Super Mario Odyssey case. Very similar cases. They basically just hold games differently, and that's the big difference. I've done like a little review of a battery charging Switch case. I've done a review of that Dacket. Like you can actually see it. It's right there. That Dacket big boy case that lets you bring everything: 2 Pro controllers, the dock, chargers, everything you could possibly want, plus a whole bunch of physical games. Well, the case I'm reviewing is actually like this little gray one you see right there, which one has a very interesting outside design. It's a much I would say a much more professional style look, right? The kind of look that you wouldn't be embarrassed to have it. It doesn't scream gamer at you, right? It screams like this is like a high quality piece of equipment or something inside this case. And the case lets you carry some extra stuff that you can't carry in like the Mario case. It's kind of like, I don't want to say it's an in-between case from the Dacket to like the Zelda case, but it's more advanced than the Zelda case, not quite as much as the Dacket. It's an interesting position, and one that I think, for a very particular reason, I think a lot of people might be interested in this particular case. But I have to finish my review of it and my video of it and let you guys know. You can buy that case on Amazon, I know that. So I'll have an affiliate link for that when I do put the video up. Because right now, so far, I'm liking a lot about this case. And I said there's one particular reason I honestly think this case might potentially be the case to get for people who want to play their Switch on the go. But we'll get into that in the video. Let's see here. Immortal Rooster says, Nate, how hype are you for Pokemon? Let's go 1 to 9,000. 8,500. Actually, no. It's probably more like 7,000. Probably more like 7. I'm pretty hyped, but, there's games I'm more hyped for. Or have been more hyped for in the past. Johnny Hernandez says, hey, next Tuesday Warframe releases on Switch. Nice. Once I can confirm that, maybe that'll make it into tomorrow's Prime News. Since it didn't make it into today's. I haven't looked at news here in a little bit, not since I finished up that episode, so. Is the Switch case thick? I mean, we'll have to wait for the video to see. And Arcadia, do you think the Nintendo Switch eShop will have good sales for Black Friday? I was really interested in getting Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Tropical Freeze, but I'm 100% digital, so you don't want to go to stores. I don't know. They usually don't do big sales around Black Friday on the eShop, so I couldn't tell you. Or Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday, is a day specifically for digital sales, but Nintendo usually doesn't do big sales. They never put their games on sale. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much of a discount you're gonna see. The Nintendo Ninjas are after me. Please help. If the Nintendo Ninjas were after you, they'd already have you, and you wouldn't be able to type that in the chat. Just speaking some truth here. They don't come after you. They either have you or they're not interested. They don't fail at their job. Kuba Truba says, I prefer YouTube. It's lonely over here. Warframe looks sick. Yeah. Well, yeah, there's not a lot of people. Usually, Go With the Craig is sometimes here, but I think he's watching 5J's live stream. And then some like Elizabeth and sometimes a few others are also on Twitch. There's, when I do the news recap video, that's usually when I get like 10 people watching on Twitch. And when I stream Fortnite on Switch, that's when I get like 15 or 20. Fortnite's a pretty popular game over on Twitch. So, Let me see here. You're at work. Dang it. I'm at work too. This is actually the end of my workday. Well, almost the end. I got a little something I got to do at one of my other jobs, but the end of my Nintendo Prime workday, anyways. From now through the next 15 minutes, this is the end of the workday for me at Nintendo Prime. And then tomorrow morning, I get hard at work to finish up my case review video, and then try to squeeze in a discussion video to get out for the morning, and then right after that, go right in the Prime news. So I have a pretty damn busy morning tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to make it work. God, I can complete 3 videos tomorrow, like within 6 hours. It's gonna be intense. I wonder if Amazon have sales on the digital versions of the game. Maybe. I don't really know. I don't pay attention to the digital sales on Amazon, so I honestly don't know the history of that. Hey, Seguin, the Pikachu fan. How's it going? The Lone Gamer. What's up? Johnny Hernandez says Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is almost here. Well, less than a month away. What are we, 3 weeks? We'll glance here. We got a 1, a 2, a 3. About 3 weeks and a few days. Yeah. Yeah. We're almost there. Almost there. Exciting, exciting times. So how you guys doing today? I'm sure there's some people that are sad out there. You know, today is also not just the day of the announcement of, or the showing off of the Let's Go Pikachu, Detective Pikachu movie trailer. It's also not the, the first day showing off the Toy Story 4 teaser trailer. I'm not even going to call it a full trailer. It's a teaser. But sadly, today is also the day that Stan Lee died, who is co-founder of Marvel and the mastermind behind a ton of Marvel IP, like Spider-Man, Avengers, stuff like that. And yeah, well, he's not the mastermind behind every IP at Marvel, nor was he the only person who he was a co-founder of Marvel. There was another person who helped found it. And on top of that, he hasn't really done much at Marvel for quite some time. But he passed away at 95 today. And I'm not actually sad about it. I'm not. It feels like, at first I felt weird that I wasn't sad that Stan Lee passed away. But you know how many stories I read about him over the past year or two about how sick he's been, how much pain he's in, how much he doesn't really fully understand where he is anymore, how many people around him are trying to take advantage of him and take all his money and yada 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 yada. It just sounds like life has just been hell for him. So it almost feels like at that age of 95, death was almost a relief for him, especially if you believe he's going on to a better place. So, I mean, he lived a full life. He did a lot. He's a legend in the entertainment industry. I think the weirdest thing will be the next Marvel movie I watch that doesn't have him in it, since he's been a cameo in every Marvel movie. But I mean, that's just the way life goes. So I'm not too sad about him passing. Not nearly as sad as I was when Robin Williams passed away, or Heath Ledger passed away, Satoru Iwata passed away. All those people passed away way too young, in my opinion, where they had so many great years ahead of them if they'd still be alive today. Kuba Chuba says, I hope the eShop has decent sales. They shouldn't neglect their digital buyers. Nintendo neglects all their buyers. They don't even discount their game. Here's a fun fact. When you see Mario Kart on sale at Best Buy, this upcoming Black Friday for say $40, right? $45, whatever it is. Nintendo's not discounting that game. Nintendo did not tell Best Buy it's okay to discount that game. Best Buy is just doing it on their own to get you in the door, hoping you'll buy other stuff besides just besides that game. Just a fun little fact. Nintendo basically does not discount their games at all. Ever. Ever. I'm not just talking about sales season. They never discount their games unless they're turning them into whatever they call them are. What do they used to call them? The Nintendo Selects or something like that? Outside of that, Nintendo doesn't drop their prices. It doesn't matter how long the game's been out or what holiday season it is. All the prices you see dropped in those games are retailers trying to move copies of the games they've had sitting in their warehouse. So a lot of those sales are like Nintendo isn't giving those retailers a deal. Can't stick around, but I wanted to say I hope your knee's doing better. Starlink out. Yeah, it's been all right today. Yesterday was rough because my son rolled me up, but today, nothing really major happened to it. It's been all right. But see, today was nice because even for the Nintendo Prime workout challenge, I chose today to be a day of rest. No, doesn't mean I failed the challenge. It means I forgot to factor in the fact that even when you're working out, you should always have a day of rest for recovery reasons. And after yesterday, my arms were completely jello. Like now, they're doing all right, and I could probably do some push-ups and sit-ups, but I think it's better to let my body fully recover so I can go at it again hardcore, for the next, 4 days or whatever till the next workout stream. So that is something that I need to put into the plan for next week is give everyone like, hey, you need to pick the day off that works for you. For me, the next day of rest off that probably works is either probably Sunday after we reset what I'm doing. Sunday immediately after is probably the best day for the day of rest to let my body recover. And then make Sunday always. Plus, then it lets me not worry about things on Sunday, and I can just do family stuff all the time on Sunday. Am I going to get anything for Black Friday? No. Nope. Don't have any money. I'll be surprised if I can even pay off my pre-order for Let's Go Eevee. I have nothing. I am broke. This is the brokest I have been during the holidays ever. I'm negative so much in my bank I don't even want to talk about it. And that was just to pay bills. And I just got word today that the transmission in the van is shot. And we just replaced that transmission last year, which pretty much means the van is shot. And now we no longer have a van. We have a hunk of metal that we can get a couple $100 for. So there's that. My car needs about $400 in repairs I have to somehow come up with over the next month. So my car doesn't end up on the scrap heap, just like the van. And our credit ratings for me and Yulia, because of mistakes we made in our youth, are really, really crappy. So we can't get approved for car loans. And on top of that, we just currently do not have a working vehicle. So that's kind of like my immediate thing is I need to get a car that runs and works and functions. Not going to do shots tonight just because it's a shorter stream. Maybe on the Wednesday Q&A, we'll get shots going for super chats and stuff like that on Wednesday. Feels like a good night to get shots going. And that, I'll probably have a glass of wine tonight anyways before I go to bed. Just to kind of wind down and relax. Plus, it helps my knee feel a little better when I go to sleep. Having that glass of wine. Just some red wine. So, yeah, no, I will not be getting anything for Black Friday because the only thing I honestly need / want / absolutely have to do something about is the car situation. So, and I need like a family vehicle, a reliable one, not a junker. I can go get a junker. Like places like Car Hop, I can get approved for anything there and get a junker. I don't want a junker. I need something decent for my family. So, right now, using a rental. My insurance is covering the rental till the end of this month, and then I don't know what's happening after that. So, in a pretty rough patch for the vehicles. I was really hoping the transmission wasn't going out again, but as soon as I heard it was going out again, we can't afford to fix it again, even if we wanted to. So, that's that. And no, I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, let's fundraise so you guys can buy me a car. Like, God, get out of here with that crap. You guys, like, when I fundraise, it's always for things for Nintendo Prime. Like, for the studio to make my content better. I don't believe in fundraising for personal items, like a car. Heard about that. It's going to feel weird when Stan doesn't make a cameo. I don't know if I'll even notice it. I didn't always catch the cameos until after the fact. But yeah, it'll be weird when I realize, oh, there is no cameo. After Iwata died, Nintendo started getting really greedy on Switch after the Wii U was dead. Care to explain? Seguin the Pikachu fan. What do you mean that Nintendo started getting really greedy on Switch after the Wii U was dead? You might want to explain that stance. Hey, you never played Spin Tires, Mud Runner, American Wilds, because it's coming to the Nintendo Switch and you can play online and support 2 players. Never played it. Singwin says, the Wii U seems to be a lot better than the Switch in everything except portability. I disagree on that front. The Wii U is better than the Switch in basically 2 ways and 2 ways only. Its online play is free, and it has Virtual Console. But you got to spend money on Virtual Console, so I mean, but at least it has the option. That's pretty much it. Doesn't have the better games. Doesn't have the better third-party support. Doesn't have the better indie support. And games are what matter the most. So, like, the fact that Switch has all of that, way better. The little negatives of paying for online and not having Virtual Console to me are totally worth it overall in comparison to Wii U. Because there's just more and better games. I mean, I know, to be fair, the exclusive library hasn't hit the level of the Wii U library. But a lot of the Wii U libraries just come over to Switch anyways. So, buying a PlayStation 4 on Black Friday? Nice. I believe Stan Lee has several of his cameos pre-recorded, though. Possibly. I don't know. Who knows? He hasn't been at a good spot health-wise for a while, so it's possible the last time he was healthy to do any sort of filming, maybe he just filmed a bunch of cameos. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next Avengers he still has a cameo appearance, because that's always planned out and mapped out way ahead of time. But we'll see. We'll know it's the last one when at the end of the film they're like, this is in memory of Stan Lee, because then that'll probably be the last one that he appeared in, obviously. And that'll probably be the end of the next Avengers. I would assume is when you would see, you know, this movie's in memory of Stan Lee. What would I like for Christmas? A new car. In particular, an SUV. Because we don't currently have a working vehicle. And I just found out today that our minivan needs a new transmission. And that will be the second one in 2 years. So we're not doing it. Because it's just going to die again. And then it'll be next year. It's like $2,000. No, it's not worth it. Not worth it. Third way Wii U is bigger than Switch. Bigger storage. I mean, yeah, they have the 64 gig model. But even then... Yeah, the way you could argue Wii U is better than Switch storage wise is that it supports SD cards and external hard drives. Switch currently only supports micro SD cards and not external hard drives. So that's one little thing Wii U has over it. They made us pay for online, got rid of Virtual Console, no backwards compatibility, no local backup saves, no voice chat unless it's tied to the phone. They didn't even give us free games like Wii Sports. Wii Sports wasn't free. It was a rental service. Did you forget how Wii Sports worked on Wii U? It was a rental service. It wasn't free. It was the shittiest of shitty content delivery. They like piecemealed it up and said you pay for like 2 hours of access. You rent it for a day. You rent it for a week. It was garbage how they delivered Wii Sports on Wii U. So it wasn't free. I don't know what the hell you're talking about there. Just because they let you trial it for like a day for free. Woo! Anyways, they made us pay for online. Obviously, I mentioned that. They got rid of Virtual Console. That's what I mentioned. The backwards compatibility thing is weird because what they did with Wii U is they put a Wii inside of it. They literally put the Wii chip inside of the Wii U. You had to launch the Wii thing completely separate from it. You might as well have not got rid of your Wii. I don't even count that as backwards compatibility. You couldn't just turn on your console, stick in a Wii disc, and play it. You couldn't do that. You could do that on Xbox. An Xbox One, you could stick in your 360 or OG Xbox disc into your Xbox One and just play it. You can't do that on Wii U. You stick the disc in, nothing happens. You have to reboot the system and boot up Wii mode. That would be like saying, I have this program that only runs in Linux on PC. So every time I go to click on that program, I need to reboot my computer and launch into Linux. Is that really backwards compatibility? No. It's not. It's consolidation is what it is. It's consolidating Wii U and Wii into one system. Because you have a Wii there and you have a Wii U there. It's two separate systems inside one box. Like, that's not backwards compatibility. That's garbage. Complete garbage is what that was. Horrible. I'll give it that you could transfer your VC games. Then again, you had to launch Wii mode. So, I mean, again, it's consolidation. They gave you a discount on VC on Wii U for it. But again, why should you have to repay for something you already bought? Again, garbage. It was garbage. That entire thing is not a plus for Wii U. That showed why they shouldn't even bother. They shouldn't even bother. And on top of that, Switch obviously can't have backwards compatibility. It uses cartridges. The best backwards compatibility you could have hoped for was with 3DS, but obviously that wasn't going to be a thing because it's only got the one screen. So I mean, you got to be a little fair there. How about this? You know what Switch has? Instant ability for 2 players to play. Can't do that on Wii U. You got to buy extra controllers and accessories for that. Switch just has that right in the box. Although, on the other hand, you could say Wii U has Netflix. I mean, if that's the thing that you really care about, Wii U does have Netflix. So that's just one thing. How about this? Out of the box. Out of the damn box. This is a fun one. Out of the box, Switch gives you everything you need to play every single game on Switch. Every single one of them can be played with the Joy-Cons. The Wii U gamepad cannot actually be used to play every single game on Wii U. There are some games that required Wiimotes. Didn't come in the box. Extra accessories you have to own or buy. Switch has everything in the box to play every game. Now again, this isn't me crapping on Wii U. I think Wii U is fantastic. But I do think that, in general, Wii U was a poorly designed console that had a decent library of exclusive games that came out too infrequently. And outside of that, was pretty much garbage. So it had a nice library of exclusive games, and it kind of proved that people want to play their games off their TV. So, Wii Remote's better than Joy-Cons. In some regards, for some people, it's obviously more comfortable to hold. The trigger button's really cool too, especially for like shooting games or any mini games that require a trigger. That's kind of nice in comparison to like, where you have to. Where is my? I just have my Switch. Where did I put it? Right here. In comparison to like this, like there's still technically triggers, but when you take this off, it just doesn't have the same feel because it's smaller, And there's a D-pad there, which there isn't on the doesn't come included with Switch anyways. But I don't know, like I wasn't really ever a big fan of the Wiimotes. The Wiimotes to me just reminded me of this. This is a Wiimote, guys. They took a remote controller, put a D-pad on it, and said, "Here's your Wiimote." Heck, this controller has motion controls on my TV. So it's like, this pretty much is a Wiimote right here, and it comes for free with every TV. In all regards, Nate. That's the brilliance behind its design, though. See, I thought the Wiimote was entirely... Like, when I turn the Wiimote on its side as an example, right? And this is actually more comfortable than a Wiimote because it's got the rounded edges. Anyways, the button placement of the 1-2 button was, like, way over here. And so, like, I'm stretching my thumb over to reach those 1-2 buttons. And and then the square design just dug into you like the old NES controllers. Just not a good design. Whereas like on this, no matter what way let's use this Joy-Con that has the furthest spacing. Okay, so look how far away my thumb naturally is from the buttons. Instead of stretching way over here to hit 1 and 2, they're just right here. Right here. Little movement. This one is a little awkward with the joystick. But even then, looking where my hands naturally rest, I mean, I'm right next to the joystick, just slightly over. So it's a less of an adjustment. But again, it's all personal preference. You know, it's fine to think the Wiimotes are better than the Joy-Cons. I like the Joy-Cons more. But, and I have big hands. You see, like, look at this. Like, I'm like palming. I'm palming the Wiimote. Like, you could barely see it. Or the Wiimote, the Joy-Con. So obviously, I've got big hands. So you figure I would like the Wiimotes better. But honestly, I really didn't like the Wiimotes that much. I like the motion controls. I didn't like the Wiimotes. I never really liked the Wiimotes. But that's just, it's a personal thing. I don't hate the Joy-Cons on its side. Especially when you put the rails on, so then you get better access to the shoulder buttons, although very few games even use the shoulder buttons. That you take them off using the side. But on the side, it really doesn't bother me. I thought it would bother me. Like, when I initially took them off, and I'm like, oh, man, this is too small. This is too crampy. And then I do it with my kids a lot. Like, we'll play Mario Kart or something, like when we're on the go. We just did it at a spaghetti feed the other day. We played some Mario Kart. And honestly, it didn't really bother me at all. I mean, yeah, nothing's better than, you know, the good old Pro Controller. Like, this is way better, obviously, but... you know, when I'm on the go and need quick controls, I've got no problem with that. Busting out a giant Wiimote to me on the go would feel very awkward. Just very awkward to bust one of those out. Whereas the Joy-Con, just sliding right off the system and nice and convenient. Honestly, they work just fine on the side. And there's more buttons. There's more buttons, and you can, which means you have more flexibility with more games. Because when you're doing it on its side, you're not using any motion controls, usually. Maybe 1-2 switch. There was a lot of mini games on the side with 1-2 switch that were still motion controls. Been a long time since I played 1-2 switch. I had some fun with that game though. It's a fun game to play with friends in person. Like with Eric. Eric and I had a lot of fun playing that in person. Of course, you can't show gameplay of it because, you know, when they hear the 1-2 copyright claim, like, what the Nintendo? I mean, I know there's some games that you just can't play audio from, but come on. Like, they don't even have to say it. You could just show the gameplay, and it doesn't matter. Instant copyright claim. Like, God. So many other games I could show footage of, but just not 1-2 switch. Really? 1-2 switch? You should want me to show footage of 1-2 switch. If you want any hope of it selling. Although, I mean, it ended up selling well anyways, just because it was a launch game. And like a Joy-Con proof of concept, I guess. Wii U did not have Doom or Outlast 2 or Outlast. That's true. Do you think a powerful $400 Switch or next-gen hybrid Nintendo console could sell sufficiently? Can Nintendo succeed with being the same price as PlayStation and Xbox? No. Well, it depends on the power. See, like you're talking about, you know, a powerful $400 Switch or next-gen Nintendo console. The thing is, it would have to be probably more powerful than a PlayStation 4 to justify that price. And I don't know that they can do that for $400. I just don't know. I don't know enough about what's happening behind the scenes with the custom chips to know. Yeah, we know that supposedly the new iPad or something coming out has a GPU in it or whatever that's more powerful than or equal to an Xbox One S. But I mean, that's like a $1,400 tablet. Now, granted, there's the Apple tax, but even then, imagining something like that at $400 doesn't seem that plausible to me. And that's without physical controls and all that stuff included. So we'll see. I know. I Josh, I think you. What was I have a question for you, Josh. You know, aka the BitBlock. Is Wii your favorite generation of Nintendo gaming? I mean, that's when I discovered your channel. I don't know if your channel was around before the Wii era. Back when it was called, what was it, Wii Folder, I think, originally? Or something back then, I remember. Whatever it was called. So when I think I first subscribed to you, it was way back then. Just curious. I remember watching a lot of The Fold and a lot of your other content back then. Wavebird GameCube was awesome. Yeah, it was alright. I mean, I thought it was awesome way back then. Nowadays, I think like the Switch Pro controller is way better, except for the D-pad, of course, which on this model they fixed the D-pad on newer ones, but on that particular Pro controller, it has the D-pad issue where like sometimes you push right and it's also pushing up for some reason. I mean, I know what the reason is. It's a design flaw, but do. Without a sensor bar, the motion controls and Joy-Cons is always fun. I've never had an issue with the motion controls. I don't know if you're having some electrical interference. Obviously, that's a thing that can happen with Bluetooth connections and stuff like that. But I've honestly never... The motion controls and Joy-Cons, for me, at least based on what I've experienced, it feels more accurate than even Wii Motion Plus without a sensor bar. But again, everyone's has their own experiences. You might have a particular electronic or live in a particular neighborhood where there's too much interference. Or maybe you have defective Joy-Cons. Or I don't know. Or I just got lucky. And Nintendo sent me the ideal version of the Joy-Cons. I have no idea. Those blue ones I bought on launch day, so. It's funny because like everyone had like that left Joy-Con, and these are launch Joy-Cons, and I don't have a left Joy-Con issue. Oh, Kira Din hits us with 1,000 bits. I think isn't that $10? That's the most. I think that's the most bits anyone has ever gotten or given me, I should say, over on Twitch. So thank you so much. A few people talking over on Twitch as well. I should check out. Elizabeth says, "Please, for the love of God, and losing our family members, please unblock me from YouTube." Sorry, not gonna happen. But as I said, you're always welcome to keep enjoying the stream right there on Twitch. Let me see here. Joy-Con motion controls are better anyway, though. More accurate, says Kiradin. Nice. And Mario Chief 117, thank you so much for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the stream or the channel or whatever. Oh, Kiradin's 1,000 bits or 10,000 bits. No, 1,000 bits? 1,000 bits. Yeah, $10. Say 10,000, 100. Took over as the stream boss now. Who's gonna knock out Kiradin? I have no idea. But thank you so much for the support. Have to. I wonder if I'm close to the $100 threshold on Twitch, because you can't take out any money till you hit $100 on Twitch, and it usually takes me like 6 months, 8 months, because I don't get tons of donations and bits over on Twitch, because the audience is much smaller for me there. Although you guys can go subscribe with if you have a free Amazon Prime account, you might as well use it. It's a free sub you can give me over there. Gives me a couple bucks a month. It's kind of nice. It doesn't cost you anything extra if you happen to have Amazon Prime. Let's see here. Paint Fat Purple, you got name dropped right at the beginning of the Spawncast. You should get it out. I should get what out? What am I supposed to get out? So my channel's name dropped at the beginning of a popular video game contest, and you're telling me I should whip it out. I mean, I could whip this thing out if you want, but I kind of value my YouTube channel and don't really want to lose it for whipping it out. So when you tell me you should get it out, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, because this is like a thing going on that's kind of personal with me and my fiance. I don't know if she'd appreciate. Actually, she probably wouldn't even care if I whipped it out. She'd be like, "Now everyone can see why she's really with me." Let's see here. Old NES controls were pretty sharp on the edges. Yeah, I know they were, and I didn't like it. I mean, as a kid, you don't really complain about it, but now that you've had better controllers since then, like the SNES controller, you realize, yeah, those NES controllers really weren't that great of a design in terms of the edges. We even wrote to use batteries, but Joy-Cons can charge. You could buy wireless, or yeah, you can buy not wireless, but rechargeable ones. I had rechargeable ones for all of my Wii remotes back in the day. I had like freaking 8 of them, and I had rechargeable batteries in all of them with a little dock I could put them on. But yeah, obviously that didn't come in the box. That was just something extra you added on. Just like you can add batteries to your Joy-Cons with that officially licensed battery extender thing you can put on your Joy-Cons that just lets you put 2 AA batteries in. I guess if you're somehow in a session where you can charge your Switch but not your Joy-Cons. Speaking of charging, I like the audio jacks in the PlayStation 4 controls. Put the battery on. Oh, the battery on that was terrible. Let me see here. Scrolling down. Let me check over on Twitch. Hopefully it'll be soon. Oh, for the yeah, I think I was at $70 last I checked on Twitch. So you just bumped it up 10, and I've had a few other, a few dollars and bits since. So we'll get there. Plus another month of subs. So I don't know. I think I only have like 8 subs or whatever. I mean, it's about the same on YouTube. I think on YouTube I have 9 members. And I think I have 8 subs, 8 Twitch Prime subs over on Twitch. Hey, we've got 6 people watching on Twitch. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see here. Sweet Life of Dio Brando left. Good night. Am I excited for the Detective Pikachu movie? Hell yes, I am excited for the Detective Pikachu movie. It looks so good to me. It's everything I thought Pokemon would look like in real life, and Ryan Reynolds is hilarious, and I want to see, like, the movie like takes itself, it's funny, but like it takes itself seriously, and I love that. Like, hell yeah. So far anyways. We'll obviously have to see if it turns out at the end. Let's see here. The thing is, the Pro Controller is a very comfortable controller. The problem is when it first came out, it was very easy to praise it because it was just comfortable and it worked. But over time, there's been issues that have cropped up. Obviously, with the initial batch, there was the D-pad not having the cone large enough in there, so causing an issue with the directions. There's these being digital instead of analog have always bugged some people. It doesn't bug me because none of the games really take advantage of analog triggers as much anymore. Even most racing games don't really take advantage of analog triggers, but whatever. And obviously, the big thing I notice is the grind. I can still see it, kind of. See all that white powder? That's from my stick grinding. And obviously that wasn't happening when you first got it. But I still think it's an excellent controller. It just has a few design faults that one of them they've already fixed. They fixed the D-pad one. And hopefully maybe they fixed the sticks too and just no one said anything about it. I don't know. I don't have a newer Pro Controller to know if they made the sticks out of a harder plastic to prevent the grind. Did I play D3? You talking about Diablo 3? Or I have tried out Dark Souls Remastered on Switch, on a friend's Switch. I have not played Diablo 3 on Switch. Do I want to? Yeah. Do I have the money to? No. Let's see here. You should check it out, the beginning of the Spawncast. So I don't even have a link to the Spawncast. I don't get notified when Spawncast is live, and he doesn't put up Spawncast publicly till a week later. So I would need a link to the Spawncast to be able to even check it out, and I don't have one. So, and even if I checked it out, I mean, I don't know what there is to say. Someone brought me up, so someone said something about me, and that was that. I'm sure it wasn't negative. I don't think. I mean, Player Essence could have brought up an opinion of mine I've put out there he disagrees with, but I don't know why he'd bring it up on Spawncast. I'm sure it's probably because someone in the chat said something, so John responded or something. What am I going to eat for Thanksgiving? Turkey, cranberries, stuffing, mashed potatoes. Pretty much, probably pumpkin pie. That's like the same thing I have at every year on Thanksgiving. It's a family thing. So I have to work out like a beast before and after, though, to earn the calories I know I'm going to ingest that day. I mean, it's okay to have your cheat days, but it's like, man, The holidays are so hard to stay fit and lose weight during, but this might be the first holiday ever between now and Christmas where I will probably weigh less by January. Usually November and December, by the time I get to January, I weigh more than I did before November. But now that I'm working out and stuff and eating a little better, we're going to be probably weighing a lot less. Just those 2 days of stuffing my face are not going to destroy the other 29 days where I am doing things the right way. So, Geo King of Heart high and by. The Pro Controller is a very expensive controller. Yeah, $70. You can find it for $60 at a lot of places, to be fair. But yeah, the D-pad issue is easy. Like, literally, the fact that you can fix the D-pad issue with masking tape, it's literally like just that little hair off, right? Just that little hair off from that's what's so crazy about it. Like, how do you miss that design fault? It is so close. It's like you could have, like, you could see on the newer ones that it's like it's significantly more, so it's not even close. Man, whoever they had as the primary manufacturer really just shaved it a little too much. I mean, in general, it doesn't bother me because I don't use the D-pad as much, but there's been a couple games I have, and I've noticed it once, and I'm like, I shouldn't even notice it. It shouldn't happen. To me, that's not the way D-pads function. But I think Nintendo's going to pass 20 million in 2018. You mean 20 million for the fiscal year? They're not going to sell 20 million Switches in 2018, but 20 million Switches for the fiscal year of 2018-2019, which runs April 2018 through March of 2019. That's their goal. And if you think they're going to pass that, sweet. But they had really low sales for the first 10 months of the year. There's no way in heck they're going to sell, 16 million units or 15 million units in the next 2 months to sell 20 million in 2018. But fiscal year 2018 to 2019, there's still more time because it's not just the holidays. We also have 3 months next year where Fire Emblem Three Houses or something can still come out and you get extra sales momentum and stuff. Do I like Valkyrie Chronicles 4? I've never played the series, so I can't comment on the series. And I've only played Valkyrie Chronicles 4 for a little bit, and I liked what I played, but not enough to really give a real opinion on it. It's the one game at E3 I wish I would have played, but I never got into the Sega booth. It was the only booth I never got into. The lines were always insane. Not a surprise. They had a lot of good games in the Sega booth this year. Soul Eater, how's it going? It's going all right. You're making Cuban food for Thanksgiving. Nice. We just do the traditional. At least it's tradition for me. I guess I don't know. Besides turkey, I don't know what other people consider traditional food for. I mean, I think cranberries are usually traditional, but we always have the canned cranberries, right? Like the stuff that's basically Jell-O. I don't know why, but that's always been the cranberries we have. I like it. I think it's pretty good. It's basically just mush, but sometimes it's nice to have some mush. Do I want to play it? I mean, sure. I think is I don't know enough about the series to be hyped. I mean, it's one of those things. If I had it, I'd check it out. More. I just don't have it, but it's not like the end of the world. There's a lot of games I would love to check out that I don't have. It's just the way it goes. You're on a budget. You got other things to worry about. Can't buy every game. I'll be happy if I can pay off my Let's Go Eevee thing on Thursday, so I can pick that up on Friday and play that. Because I'm, then I'll be lucky if I have the money for Smash Bros. When it comes out. I might not even be able to get Smash Bros. Day one, but we'll see. I really got to worry about the car situation. I have to get a family vehicle that I can haul all 3 of my kids in. And I don't know what I'm going to do after my rental car runs out. So we'll figure it out. We always, when there's a will, there's a way. So we'll figure it out. You notice that issue pretty heavily in Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade. The issue I noticed in Xenoblade was it's the first time I noticed my stick on here was grinding because I would press forward all the way and he wouldn't, Rex wouldn't sprint. He just wouldn't sprint. but yet if I held it sideways, he would. And then I realized when I took an air can and some isopropyl alcohol and a Q-tip and cleaned it all off and then pressed forward, he would sprint. So the grinding was affecting my ability for my stick to hit its full motion. But that was with the Pro Controller. So I don't use the D-pad in those games, really. I mean, I probably should. I think there's some stuff you can do with it, but I honestly don't remember. I haven't used the D-pad much since the SNES days, besides on Game Boys and stuff like that, where you could only use a D-pad until, what, the DS? Was DS the first one with the slider? Or maybe it was 3DS. Well, I think DS had a thumb slider, didn't it? I don't remember. Let's see here. 3 kids, damn, yeah, 3 kids. It's a lot. The fact that I was just told today the transmission's out on my minivan and we just replaced the transmission last year is probably the worst news I've gotten besides my grandfather passing away and stuff, because it's a huge financial thing. Holy crud! Curadine hits us with the 25. I think it's $25, right? Yeah, $25 in bits. Thank you so much. Sorry I'm not doing shots tonight. Wednesday night. The Wednesday night Q&A is when I will be doing. I'll be doing shots for all super chats, donations, and bits. But thank you so much for that. That's awesome. That might have put it over. I'll have to. If I remember right, finding it is so difficult in the dashboard on Twitch because you have to like go to. Is it collections? I can't remember. No, not that. That's not it. Is it? I think it's under analytics. Channel analytics, and then you have to go to revenue, not payout history. I'm not looking at for payout history. I mean, I guess I can look at payout history, but it's not. Or maybe I have to go to payout history. Maybe that's where I found it. Yeah, my last payout was May 30th for $100.22. But that doesn't help me. That doesn't tell me how much money I made now. I think I have to. Oh, here you go. So I have to go into normal stats, and then I have to like go all the way back to May 30th through today. Actually, probably go May 31st through today. And 8303, but I do not know if that counted any of the money you just gave. Let me look at today. Let me see what the revenue is today. Let's see if it counted your revenue just today. Start date of November 12th, end date of November 12th. Did it count your revenue? It has not counted your revenue yet. No. So those bits you just gave definitely pushed us over. So December, I think in December, I think is when they'll send me that $115 or whatever, or however much I end up making on Twitch the rest of the day. So sweet, an extra $115 coming my way for Christmas. Yay! Thanks for pushing us over. I always hate Twitch how you have to. They don't have the revenue like, and it's like it's a separate thing. It's so weird. Let's see here. Spawncast replay goes up at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Yeah, again, it's like a week from now. Just the first couple of minutes is up to you, I guess. No, I mean I would watch it. I just don't have a link to it. You can still watch his stream if you have a link to it. Like all of my streams, even though I don't send them live after, you can still watch them if you kept the link to it. Not like the gaming, like if you have like the actual URL, like the notification link. But I can't watch it because I don't have the notification link for Spawncast. The car thing's more important than games, right? Is the car thing more important than games? Yes. Obviously, having a vehicle that I can drive my family around in is a hell of a lot more important. Or pick them up from school or emergency situations is a hell of a lot more important than video games. Absolutely. You are right. Problem is I don't know how it's going to be solved because we don't qualify for car loans. So it's a lot of I don't want to get a junker, but I can't afford the expensive stuff and I don't have good credit. So how do you figure it out? Beats the piss out of me. Hope you find someone that has a nice vehicle that's willing to sign a contractual agreement with you without a loan, and you pay them every month. And you just pray to God that you can find someone with a nice vehicle that will do that. But that's like almost impossible to find Because everyone, when they're selling vehicles, they want all that money right away. Like, they want it right away. It's like, that's why you get car loans. The dealership gets the money right away. Like, they want the money right away. That's the entire point of selling the cars. Do you think that some people in the Smash community are spoiled? Because I think so. I mean, you could argue gamers in general are spoiled, so sure. Yeah, I was sorry to hear about your grandpa. Lucky, though, that you got to the age you're at with him. My grandparents were all really young when I was a kid. Like, most of them were the age of most of the parents of the kids I was in school with. My parents had me when they were really young, like 17. So, I had very young parents. And back then, that was really taboo to have kids at that age. It's not like today where it's not unusual to hear about someone being pregnant in high school. Like, back then, like, no one was ever pregnant in high school. But my mom was. Maybe you can trade your kids for a car. I might sell all my kids. Come on. Come on now. I mean, we bike a lot of places. Well, it's a lot harder now because now the snow is coming down. It's a lot harder to bike. Harder to get my kids to bike. I'll still bike. I'll freeze my butt off, but my kids don't like having to bike in the snow. It is harder to bike in the snow, of course. But this podcast had a comment saying, when can Nintendo Prime be on? And John said whenever you wanted to. Maybe hit him up Friday. Here's the thing. I have hit him up before. I've hit him up and asked to be on, and he doesn't respond. I've tried email. I've tried Twitter DMs. So it's easy to say whenever, but like I've literally had him like DM me before, and I DM'd him back and asked about being on Spawncast, and he never responded. It's like the moment I brought it up, conversation ended. So, not that I'm saying he's lying. I'm just saying that, you know, it's not as simple to get on as you might think if he's not the one reaching out to you. It's not the end of the world. I don't really care if I get on Spawncast. Like, it'd be cool because I know some Dreamcast guy I know. Obviously, I know OJ, but, you know, it'd be cool to, you know, kind of get to know John a bit better, get to know RGT better, stuff like that. But honestly, I mean, if I don't get on it, it's not the end of the world. It's just, it's good promotion and it's good video game talk. I just like talking with people about games, and being on a podcast with a bunch of knowledgeable people to talk about games is awesome. So it's something I would enjoy, but it's like, it's not like, oh my god, career goal, be on Spawncast. Like, not really. Career goal, have Nintendo Prime Podcast be as popular as Spawncast. Now you're talking. Let's see here. Your grandpa died, your mom died, your father left at 3. My life doesn't really bother me. Yeah, see, my grandpa was the first one I ever lost, so it was pretty rough. It's still pretty rough. I'm not really over it. I just cried about it earlier today because we're borrowing his car right now. Because we have a rental car and then his car, but my grandma has to go do something with insurance with the car, so we're not going to have his car for a while. And it's not even our car anyways. My grandma, I think, is selling it. And then my car, and then now the van's out of commission. My car's out of commission, and the rental car is done at the end of the month. So, and it's a rental van, not a rental car. So, let me see here. Yeah, he did say it's Google Hangouts. You could pop in whenever. I mean, I don't have contact with him on Google. It's funny when it's like, it's Google Hangouts. I'm like, yeah, but without a link to the Hangout, you can't actually get into the Hangout. Here's the thing. I'm not in his circle, right? Google, you make like this circle with Hangouts. So you have a Hangout where, okay, you have this group of people that anyone can join it anytime they want. I'm not in that group of people. So like Dreamcast guy, right? He had to reboot his computer and do some things, and he just popped right back in, like during the last Spawncast. Can't do that because I'm not in that circle. I'm not in that circle of people. I don't have like Google Hangout and contacts with OJ, Dreamcast guy, the guys I do know, or RGT, or anyone else that's on the show. Like, I don't have that kind of relationship with those people. They DM me on Twitter, And every now and then, actually, I don't think I've ever gotten any of them to respond to an email. So, yeah, DMs on Twitter is pretty much the only way they've ever contacted me. And I don't, like, even OJ, he's been on my channel. I've been on his channel. None of it was communicated over anything to do with YouTube or Google Hangouts. Yeah, we use Google Hangouts by DMing each other a link to the Hangout. So it's like, it's easy to say, oh, you can just pop in whenever, when I don't have a link to the Hangout to just pop in whenever I feel like it, right? Or I would. I'm sure he doesn't even work that way anyways. I'm sure he knows he's going to be on every Spawncast before he does it. Can you work a deal on buying your grandpa's car? Sometimes you can sort of get those heartstrings going. No. Already tried working on a deal to buy it. And the car isn't... Put it this way. My kids can't fit in that car anyways. I can fit 2 of them. I can't ever fit all 3. So, it's not really practical anyways. Like, as soon as my car gets fixed, we don't really need my grandpa's car. Once my car is fixed, which is only like $400, and I plan to have it fixed next month, we don't really need his car anymore. What we need is a van or a minivan or an SUV that has room for a family of 5. And like, when I mean a family of 5, I mean like 2 adults and 3 car seats. And that's just not something that we currently have because the van is toast. I mean, we'll probably get a few $100. I'll probably end up using the money from the minivan to fix my car, if I'm being completely honest. But donate the Spawn Wave, then you'll get in. That requires having money. I've got like 33 cents in my PayPal, and my bank. I don't even want to get into how negative my main bank is because I had to pay some bills when I didn't have money. So my next few paychecks actually just go to get my bank out of the hole. But yeah, it's life. Not your guys' concern. That's on me. Let's see here. Honestly, your opinions are probably too odd for their taste to be on the Spawncast. They'd probably invite you or on a topic they know you'll agree with them. Well, one, they cover multiple topics at night, so that's one thing. It's never just about one topic. And 2, I would hope they wouldn't care that I have a different opinion on some things. That's the whole point of a podcast, isn't it? To have a discussion. It's not much of a discussion if everyone just agrees. And I've seen people disagree on their podcast. I've seen people passionately disagree on their podcast. So I don't think that's an issue. Like, seriously, they've had like people passionately going at each other on that podcast in the past. So that I don't think that has anything to do with it. It literally just has to do that John and I don't have a convenient way to talk to each other. Because we've never had that kind of relationship. Like, he has got a great relationship with RGT, OJ, all those people. So he's got, direct contact lines with them. You probably even right on Discord or something. And I don't have direct contact with any of them. Well, actually, I can contact OJ on Discord, but I used to be able to contact Dreamcast on Discord, but I can't anymore. I don't know why. Maybe he changed his Discord username. He's not on Discord. He wasn't on Discord that much anyways, even when I had his contact. Do I think Panic Button is going to surprise us with Fallout 76 for Nintendo Switch? No. Also, Fallout 76, I don't know. It's looking like a really weird game. Like, it might not actually be that good. I don't know. But Kieran, I hope things work out for you, Nate. I got a crash for the night. Good luck, man. Thanks, Kieran, and thank you so much for your $35 worth of bits tonight. I really appreciate it and for pushing us over the threshold. So I get a nice little extra $100 next month. Thank you so much. Now it'll probably be another 6 to 8 months before I get another $100 off Twitch, but that's okay. The fact that I get any money off Twitch with the very tiny audience I have over there is surprising. So, remember a podcast where they argued? I want to see a podcast fight. Man, not a particular one because I'm either streaming or doing something while the Spawncast is on. But I remember OJ and Dreamcast guy disagreeing on a podcast, and I remember RGT and John disagreeing on a podcast before. But I don't remember what the topics were, because they're all respectful of each other. Like they'll get up a little bit, and then they're just kind of like, yeah, but like it's okay, it's not the end of the world. We're talking about video games. They all remember we're just talking about games. It's not really worth getting upset about. Bunk Bubble says, I wish I could donate. It's all right. No one has to donate any money. I mean, I appreciate all the donations and super chats and the bits and all that stuff helps us keep this thing going, but it's all right if people can't do it. I don't want people to ever feel pressured into having to do that kind of stuff. Keep staying positive, little man. Working out. It'll make you feel positive. A positive outlook makes all that seemingly stressful shit go away. Doesn't really make it go away. I'm being completely honest. It's not really going away. Me and my fiance having a really healthy relationship together helps a little bit. She's been making me smile a lot lately. And not just in the bedroom. She's been I don't know, it's like we reached a new phase. Can you believe it? Like 8 years in, we still reach a new phase in our relationship. Isn't that crazy? I didn't even think there was another phase beyond what we already were at, and now we're at like another phase in our relationship, like another positive phase in our relationship. Kieran's hosting. Thanks for hosting. We don't get a lot of people that actually host our Twitch streams. It's funny because we're actually going to be done here. Giants are down 10-20 for the Giants, man. They're so bad. They're just so bad. D-Dub says RGT rants rule. Oh, dude. RGT's funny on Spawncast, especially when he gets on a rant or if he just starts eating, right? Like every now and then you'll see him just eating potato chips or whatever and just being super loud about it. And it's like he just doesn't care. He knows. He has to know he's being really loud and everyone can hear him because everyone's commenting on it. And he just keeps going along like it's no big deal. I think it's just hilarious. He's just such a chill guy, right? Like when he gets on a rant, it's awesome, but he's like so chill. It's an interesting combination for his personality type. I think him and I would actually get along pretty well. I mean, we won't agree on everything, but that's kind of part of the fun, of having difference of opinions and stuff. I think Grand Theft Auto 4 or another version for Switch, probably not. Shout out to everyone who doesn't get notifications. Nate, I like your shirt. It's classy. My fiance likes it too. This is a Columbia. I've had this actually since high school, but it was too big for me back then. Fits me now. But yeah. And then I'm just wearing like a... You guys have probably seen this on video before. Just a red... It's not even really an undershirt. It's just a really comfortable shirt that I'm wearing underneath it. I got, I think, for Christmas last year from my mom. Anyways, yeah, if you see me looking a little nicer, besides when I'm wearing Nintendo Prime gear, of course, it's probably because of the new phase me and my fiance have kind of reached in our relationship where I kind of want to like look good for her now. Like way more than I have the past 8 years. Like I know I'm not like attractive and I'm a fat bastard, but I kind of want to like look like I care about myself a bit more, I guess, The working out is certainly part of that, right? Like the Nintendo Prime Workout Challenge, like it's also making me like want to look better too. It's and be healthier, and it's kind of cool. Nate, I always look good. I mean, to be fair, I got my fiance with these eyes. You guys don't see it as much because of my glasses, but these eyes, these big beauties here, that's how I got my fiance. Nothing to do with any other part of my body. It's my eyes. I honestly have to reach a new phase if the marriage gets stale. Well, we're not married, so it's hard for the marriage to get stale when we haven't even gotten to the marriage stage. Whole new world if and when we get to... Is this the stage that's going to get us to the marriage stage? Like, push us beyond being fiancés and actually get married? That's the question. Is this the phase that pushes us over the edge, or does it not? Is there another phase after this to get us to the wedding phase? Obviously, the marriage is... Obviously, being married and the wedding, like, that's a whole new phase in that of itself. But living together, marriage is the same thing. Not necessarily. There are people that live together after dating for a month. It's not the same as marriage. Marriage is a commitment for life. Now, obviously, plenty of people get divorces, but the idea of marriage is it's a commitment for life. So you can live together, but that doesn't mean you're always going to be together. Plenty of people live together and it doesn't work out. So we live together, have children together, doesn't mean we're going to actually stay together. Okay? So like marriage is different. Marriage is where you are committing yourself to that person for the rest of your life. That's a whole phase of life that not everyone ever gets to or wants to get to. Some people don't want to be that way. So, well, you can be a good-looking fat bastard. I think that I am. Well, I mean, you are a dynamic version of Kirby after all. Kirby's pretty sexy, if I do say so myself. Holy crud! The Giants just scored a touchdown. Yay, Eli Manning. Actually, his stats are good this year, but that's about it. Their record is terrible. Don't know if you already talked about this. When's the new Prime podcast episode coming? The Nintendo Prime podcast will be here Wednesday. There was a delay with the editor this weekend, so the Patreon audio version just went up today. He told me it'll be ready by Wednesday, so it kind of sucks. I didn't want it delayed 2 days, but because it's a really good episode. I'm just letting you guys know right now, it's a really damn good episode coming up. There's some topics in it I never talked about on this channel that I've been dying to make videos of that I'm refusing to do because some of it's going to be like the headline title for the podcast, and I think that podcast episode is going to do really well. But we'll see. We'll see when it arrives. All right, that's going to do it. I already ran the podcast about 12 minutes later than I wanted to. I got some other work stuff I got to get done, and then get some food ready for my fiance after work because I'm sure she'll be hungry. Not that there's a ton of food in the house, but I'll make her some noodles and I don't know, something. I don't know. We don't have any meat in the house right now, so any edible meat, that is. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.